So we are here for the 2026 NCAA championship. We have number 2 Wisconsin took down Morehouse State 3-2, and Wisconsin is your 2026 national champion. So in the first period, Wisconsin scored 2 goals in the first half of the first period, and then in the third period, it was 2-0 after 2 periods. And then in the third, Ohio State bounced back with 2 goals of their own in the third. And then Wisconsin scored the game-winning goal after that in the third, later in the third period. As you see right here, they got this one. They had Kelly, we're at Tinka, and then Lane Hodder with the goal. And there's 2 goals for first period for Wisconsin. The name's kind of messed up there. Must be like another foreign name. So I'm just. You have Cassie Carmichael. And Justin Amos goals for the Ohio State Buckeyes. And then the game winning goal in the third period. All even strength goals. Claire Enright with the game winning goal. And Claire Enright wins the game for the Wisconsin Badgers, and they win the 2026 Women's Frozen Four. The Women's Frozen Four championship is on ESPN U, although the men's is on ESPN. The men's Frozen Four is always on ESPN U. And there's like a couple games on ESPN 2. There's like one like mid-afternoon on ESPN 2, and they always have a second one on ESPN 2, the U of the second regional. Or the second regional, or the second game of the first regional, and then they have one. They used to have it where every game was on TV. They'd have like games on ESPN News. They would have like the regional championship games on, like they would have they would used to have where like the regionals on ESPN. ESPN U, ESPN News. I'm kind of surprised they don't have like the men's hockey. They want to have all regionals. I'm surprised, that's like the last regional game is on ESPN News. I'm kind of surprised it's not on ESPN News. But it's not though. But I mean, kind of surprised men's one though is not on ESPN News. The women's games, even the Frozen Four for women is on ESPN U. But then again, the run for ESPN 2. And again, the men's doesn't overlap the first and second round for the women. Second round, if it overlapped the first round for the women, you would have games on, probably, you would have them on ESPN Plus, and that overlaps the wrestling championships too. So the wrestling overlaps the hockey or the basketball, and that really part of basketball. The men's conference tournaments, men's conference tournaments. Some of the games could be on ESPN News though for the first round, and like the second round they could be though. So I don't know. On the Frozen Four, it could be on ESPN News even. So it could be on ESPN News, the Frozen Four, but it's not though. And when there's no like basketball, so. But it is what it is. So, but the men have a little more favorable thing. And then there's gymnastics after that for the women. That's even though it's on ESPN Plus. It has a more favorable slot though, to be not competing against like basketball. Really, too much. There's a little overlap, but not like tons of overlap. So it is what it is though. I guess. At least it's better than it was before, where it wasn't even hard. You barely tell by like ESPN U, so it's a good start, And ESPN has rates to all the games, so that's like a start, being like a start for that. So eventually it might be like whatever Frozen 4 is on like ESPN News, even like on Friday night, or and then ESPN News might have the title game, which would be a start, or ESPN2, title game, but or the men's NXT, but that would start though. To start, I'll have at least on ESPN News for the title game, and ESPN News, ESPN Plus for the Frozen Four, with the studio crew. And it's the decade studio crew. It's not like the Penn State, like whoever's hosting the game on sign-on service, That's a start, too.